and I think you're really going to like them. But just in case you wanted to buy a knife that was a little closer to home, that was made right here in the United States, we're going to go ahead and talk about a couple absolute, well, untouchable knives. These are about as good as you can get for the price point. And so today we're going to be talking about the Buck 112 and 110 Slim Select. Let's start by opening up the smaller of the two. This is the Buck 112 Slim Select. Now, none of these knives are designed for flicking open, having that sort of fidget factor. That's not what this knife is for. This is for being an excellent knife, which is designed for cutting. It has a hollow grind, which is incredibly good for most EDC tasks, whether it's cutting food, cutting up boxes, man-made materials or not. It's doing a great job. Now on this particular knife, man, doesn't it look like it's almost a recurve blade? It kind of looks like they ground it that way, but I don't believe it is. And we're going to go ahead and quickly, I'm going to check to see how sharp this thing came out of the box. Wow. Actually did a very good job. Actually, I think that's sharper than the Ganzos for sure. So nice job so far on that one. We're going to open up the other, do the quick cutting test, and then we'll keep going. So this is the 110 with a 4-inch total blade length. Much more my style. But anyway, let's go ahead and test this thing as well. It's not quite as sharp as the 112 that I'm testing, but there's still plenty sharp enough for most people. I don't think you're going to have any problem with either of these knives coming out of the box. Just my observation. And it's pretty consistent. I've seen a number of these opened in different reviews, and they all perform pretty well out of the box. What is unusual about Buck is one of their claim to fame, which is that they use a Boss heat treatment, as they call it. And a lot of people have independently tested and confirmed that the Boss heat treatment that they use on their 420HC does allow it to perform better than most other knives in the same steel. So that's a great thing. I mean, you're still getting some immediate value regardless of where this knife is made. This is still a very good deal. I think the 112 Slim Select is around $31, $32-ish depending on where you shop, and the 110 can be that price or a little bit higher, no more than like $37. Both excellent value, very, very comfortable in the hand with a large blade that is going to be ready for all different types of tasks. Just keep in mind though, these are not designed to close like the modern folders. This is a backlock that is incredibly secure, but you do need to close it with 2 hands. So just something to keep in mind. It's not going to be a problem if you just want a dependable knife that you can use for cutting. If you're looking for a fidgety knife, this is not going to be for you. One thing I did notice though is that because it seems that the thumb stud, Jesus, that was hard to say. Thumb stud is closer to the pivot. I'm able to flick open the 112 Slim Select. That's a nice little surprise. I don't think, yeah, I can kind of do it. I can shake it down a little bit when I press that back button. It's not really a one-handed situation, but I could probably almost get there. Get in. Sort of. Definitely I can flick it open one hand. It just takes a little bit of practice. I have to reorient my fingers a little bit. But I really, honestly, lately I've been finding I like the smaller knife. And I think it's because of how the handle is shaped. If you notice that there's actually pulls down a little bit here, it just feels like it's setting my hand in a specific place. But it could also be purpose. Like they really thought this through. You know, in a situation like this, you're not moving your hand around as much. You're kind of keeping it in one place. But with the 110, you may actually be backing up on this blade or even choking up, and keeping it flat like that is going to allow you to shift your hand all the way up on the blade, lay it flat. Yeah, the more I think about it, I think they just did it perfectly as far as the shape itself. And both of these knives are incredibly thin and incredibly light for that matter. Hold on a second, let me go get the scale. All right, let's go ahead and check these on the weight front. So this is the 110, just under 3 ounces, and the 112 Slim Select. All right, about 2.5, so about a ½ ounce difference. From, you know, honestly, I like that small one a lot. Like, I kind of am sad when I did that sub $100 video, you know, USA made EDC. I should have picked the Slim Select 112, man. This is a nice knife. A nice knife indeed. From a budget perspective, and just actually even not from a budget perspective, it's just a nice knife. And I'm a big fan of 420HC. It's relatively corrosion resistant. It's obscenely tough, and if it's heat treated properly, you can get much better edge retention than the average 420HC. It's definitely going to beat the edge retention of any Leatherman. So yeah, not much more to say here. You wanted an option that's budget friendly, made in the United States. Here you go. Here's your two options that are actually really, really good. The 110 Slim Select and the 112 Slim Select. I'll put a link to both of these down in the description and also into the